This is video quiz over chapter 11. Chapter 11 is about your outlines and the importance of your outlines. The importance of your outline is to make sure that you have a fluent, flowing, coherent speech. It talks about the difference between a preparation outline and a speaking outline. A preparation outline is more in depth and it's more detailed than a speaking outline. A preparation outline is more so for yourself to make sure that all your pieces and your main points are flowing well together. It gives an example of a main point, and then you have a subpoint, and then under that subpoint you have two more subpoints that back up the first higher subpoint. It says to make sure that you have those in at least full sentences and not to make those skimpy, so you'll be able to refer back to them to know where you're at and where you're going. And it talks about how that the preparation outline is your framework for your speech. It also talks about your bibliography page, and it talks about how it is important to have those so you can refer back, makes your speech a little bit more credible, and to have those in MLA format. Then it goes on to talk about your speaking outline. Your speaking outline can be a little bit more skimpy. It's just kind of like your points, your main points, so you can keep track of where you're at and where you're going in your speech. So if you have your main point, you can put a word or two into that, and then you have your subpoints as well. It says to make sure that you don't just line them up all at the same on the same tab. It says whenever you go to your next one, make sure you tab over whenever your subpoint, and at your next subpoint to sub over to make sure that you don't lose your place. So this is also a time for you to be able to put in your information to make sure that you do not lose what you're trying to say. Like, so if you have a statistic or something that you have cited or looked up, to make sure you put that in there to make sure that you do not forget it. So that and delivery cues is another important thing. I thought delivery cues was something that is noted now, something that I don't really do. I've never highlighted something that I thought that I needed to speak louder about or draw more emphasis to, or to slow down during my speech. I just kind of just go with what I have, and I have not ever done like just bullet points. I think I have done a little bit too much information in my speaking outline on my note cards and things like that. I kind of looked at the two, and I feel like my speaking outline is a little bit more so like the preparation outline is supposed to be, and they do tell you that you need to watch that in the book to make sure that you're not looking down at your note cards or your speech, and avoiding giving your audience eye contact. So I think I do have an issue with that. So it was something that was brought to my mind that I need to focus on and not make broad sentences, and just kind of make bullet points of basic ideas and what I want to say. And if I do have statistics, because I have done statistics and they did kind of get lost, and another thing, I did not tab over, and that was another reason why I was kind of getting lost in my speech, because I was looking up and then looking down, and I could not remember where I was at on my note card. And another thing would be a highlight and speaking slower, faster, and doing pauses and breaks. I am not too familiar with where to put pauses or breaks, and how to speak louder and emphasize on a specific thing. I just kind of let that go naturally. I just kind of read out what I was thinking, what my main point was. But I do see where that could be an issue, because if you speak louder or draw attention to one specific thing, then your audience is going to be able to remember that. If you speak louder or speak slower or have a pause, they're going to be able to recognize that.